Hello, and thank you for listening to this tutorial on company and workstation preferences in QuickBooks Point of Sale. Today I'm just going to give you a highlight of some of the company and workstation user preferences in QuickBooks Point of Sale. It's important to go through the user preferences before you start using the system to just make sure that you've defined areas within QuickBooks Point of Sale the way that your company will be using it. This may prevent some problems going forward if you take some time to go through the setup before you get started. To access the preferences, you simply go to File, Preference, and then you will see two options, Company and Workstation. First, we're just going to talk about some company highlights of some company preferences. There's a lot of options within the company preferences that you can set up and define. I'm just going to talk about some of the key ones. Within the general section of company preferences, you can define whether or not you want to require users to log in. It's important probably to have users log in. That way you can track within Point of Sale who's entering, editing, or deleting transactions. Another key feature here is within the general preference section is you can define which features within Point of Sale that you plan to use. For example, if you're not going to use layaways, if you're not going to allow customers to take advantage of a layaway program, you can deselect it from in here. Another area that may be of importance to you is the unit of measure. In this example, each is already defined, but if you sell things by the yard or by the pound, you can define the unit of measure right there. On down, another highlighted feature, another feature I'm going to highlight is the, let's go down to the receipts tendering here. Within this section, you can define which payment methods that you're going to accept for your store, whether it be cash is automatically selected. If you're going to accept checks, credit cards, and so forth. If you decide you don't want to accept checks, simply deselect it, and then you can define the default payment method. And down here is where you can set up the types of credit cards that you're going to accept. Another section here is if you do offer layaway, or the sales orders and work orders functionality works the same way, but essentially what you can do is for a layaway, or if you're going to create a sales order for a customer or a work order for a customer, you can designate if an initial deposit will be required or suggested, and then how much that initial deposit will be. Down here in the sales tax, this is another important area to take a look at. If you have multiple sales tax categories that you want to define, for example, most people may adhere to one specific sales tax, but if you have a customer who has a different sales tax rate for whatever reason, whether it's a not-for-profit or some other reason why they may not have may have a different tax code, or if a customer is from a certain area that has or if you have multiple locations, for example, that may have a different sales tax rate in that location, you can define all your sales tax locations or sales tax groups right here. That is it for the company preferences. We're going to say no on the saving changes there. Now I'm going to show you some highlights of the workstation preferences, and this is preferences specific to the workstations that you will set up at your stores. On the general tab here is where you can define how many workstations that you will be setting up, and Obviously here, this is the security. It's when users will be automatically locked out. Another thing I want to show you here is you can have a physical inventory scanner. Having a physical inventory scanner makes taking physical inventory a lot easier. It's a good little, it's a nice investment to have the physical inventory scanner. It saves you time from actually hand counting and writing on a piece of paper the number of items you have in inventory. So if you have significant inventory, it'd be good to go ahead and invest in the physical inventory scanner. And right here is where you define the scanner and all of the hardware options within this Workstation Preferences have a hardware setup wizard, which takes you through the process of installing the hardware. It's a very intuitive and user-friendly process. So that's all of the highlights for the QuickBooks Point of Sale user preferences. As always, if you have any additional questions, feel free to give us a call. Thank you.